Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our Plant of the Week podcast, brought to you by Bonide Products, family made in America. Visit Bonide.com to find a retailer near you. Each week, Plant Talk Radio's Fred Hauer focuses on a plant that would be a great addition to your landscape. Now for this week's Bonide Products Plant of the Week.
Well, the Plant of the Week is a mixed bag in one sense. I'm going to call them all true lilies. They are bulbous plants. You plant them in the fall and in good, well-drained soil. And then along about, some month ago, the foliage starts peeking up out of the ground, gains a little steam, stems get longer. Some stop at about 2 feet. Some will go as high as 6 feet. And all kinds of things beautiful can happen. They come in white, orange, scarlet, rose, pink, yellow, and blends of the same. I think everybody has to pick a lily that they happen to like. I'm not certain of this, but the ones I have, on a slight breeze the other evening, I was downwind. Oh, fantastic smell. And not all of them, I don't think, will give that much. But one of the things you can always tell when somebody's been out sniffing the lilies is their nose is going to be yellow from sticking, getting too close
right on the
to
tip,
flower.
right there, yeah.
Right on the tip of the nose. But they're a wonderful addition to the garden. Easy to maintain, easy to plant. Well-drained soil, or at least on a slight rise out of a wet spot, because they'll rot if you put them in too wet. Full sun to light shade. And the most beautiful selections that I've seen just in a home garden were in an area where the trees were that of an old woods. The woods floor had been cleaned out. The branches probably started at 35 feet up in the air. The trees were able to canopy out and give a dappled light over that area, and the lilies absolutely flourished in that area. All colors and kinds, sizes and heights. The lady really, let's just say, got into it is the way to put it. They get as tall enough that when the flowers come out, there's a fairly big, heavy flower, hangs down a little bit. You may have to support the stems. I have some of those wire, staves, whatever you want to call them, that I put in just so that a passing squirrel or deer or wind don't knock them down, because they're too pretty to lose. They're, let's just say a pleasant addition to the garden. I would think, based on the height that you expect them to be, place them in the middle to the rear of the garden. There are some 6-footers. Mine is about a couple of them are about 4 feet tall right now. One is suffering from lack of light in too much shade and isn't doing so well. But they're well worth the summer blast of color and fragrance.
Thanks again for listening to our podcast, brought to you by Bonide Products at Bonide.com. Plant Talk Radio offers other podcasts as well, including our daily Your Gardening Question podcast and our weekly Plant Talk Radio, all available on iTunes or your preferred podcast player. If you have a plant suggestion for Fred, send him an email, fred@planttalkradio.com.